Hey world, being really coming back to back today. I just had some things on my mind I was pontificating on, um, and I want to drop this video because you know just observing the state of us as so-called black people and our relations with each other and how dysfunctional and fragile it has become. I'm 55 years old, be 56 soon. I remember growing up in Vernon, Texas, back at the crib, and watching my grandparents, my great grandparents, you know, people in my community, men that was taking care of kids and their wives. And we ain't talking one or two kids, okay? We're talking five, six, seven, four. Four was average. But that man was taking care of his family, and his wife was taking care of him. Now, today, I don't know what happened. Matter of fact, I do know what happened. And it happened back in '65 when they so-called signed the Civil Rights Bill. That is when Lyndon B. Johnson destroyed the fabric of so-called black families. When you allow welfare to come into our communities and divide and disrupt our families. When you put in the law books that as a man you can't live at home with your woman and her kid and your kids if she's on welfare. Now we know that you're not working, you can't find a job, she can't find a job, so y'all have two or three kids and you're looking for assistance. Your girl go get that assistance and food stamps, Medicare, housing, but guess what? You got to get out of there. Now you look at particular, that particular situation. 30, 40, 50 years, right? That's the shift. That was the desecration of our families as a whole. Because you created a welfare state, but you created it in our neighborhoods where the so-called black man couldn't be at the house. Now you fast forward, you go from welfare state to corporate state. And when you look at the average median income for so-called black men and so-called black women, come on, man. And you look at the positions of so-called black women in corporate America and in different industries, i.e. pharmaceuticals, medical, education, politics, there's a huge discrepancy. When your culture, and I'm taking this directly from the mind of Malcolm X, when your culture, when your people, when your ethnicity, when the leaders are professional athletes, actors, comedians, man, you don't have real leadership. No other ethnicity, no other race of people have comedians and actors and professional athletes as their voice. No, their leaders are those that change industries, those that create industries, those that create the educational curriculums. You dig? And so it's actually a joke. And so when I look at the state of our relationships, I'm telling you, I don't know where femininity went, but it went. You dig? I don't understand it because it's like this masculine energy that's coming from, so-called black women and other women, but I'm only talking about what I observe, what I experience, what I see. And I'm talking all the way from middle school. I teach middle school. And you see these young girls, possessing this energy, this masculine energy, fighting boys, or downgrading boys. It's unbelievable. And then the young boys who are growing up in these households with this masculine, feminine energy. They confuse. I mean, I just look at, leadership. When I look at the leadership in my school, I mean, all the administrators, I mean, there's no one that looked like me that's in a uh, leadership position, an administrative position. No. And so, but when you have, you know, a huge percentage of the school that look like me, young boys, but they don't see nobody that look like them in leadership positions, and you look at the mindset and the attitude that, you know, these current administrators in power have toward the so-called young black men, it's preposterous. And so, back to what I was saying about my cousin, she said she made a great point. How can you? Because I'm telling you, as an Afro-melanated male, and watching everything go down, and being conscious, and seeing, like, just politically speaking, there's no one that represent so-called black people in Congress. You have what 535 congressmen and senators, and it's only what less than 100. Actually, what 58 congressmen, eight senators, and the eight senators are all Democrats. How that work? And none of these congressmen and senators have ever written bills. Because remember, the legislative branch make the laws. None of these cats have ever written bills to benefit Afro-melanated people. It's unbelievable. And so when you look at that lack of leadership, and when you look at the lack of empathy, sympathy, and opportunities for certain individuals, it blows me away. No man ever have to be a slave, and no man should ever have to come home to where his woman, emasculates him as well. Like I said, my cousin said, make it light on yourself. Pick your battles. And when she was saying this, I'm like, man, that's consciousness, because, understanding that a man has to feel like a man. You don't want your woman being masculine. You don't want your woman, being that aggressive. What happened to femininity? Know what I mean? And so that aggressive nature goes from the mother, the single mother, toward her sons, to the young man dating with the single young lady, that aggression. And then, like say, you get married, your wife is showing that type of aggression. What happened to femininity? What happened to it? You know what I mean? And so, shout out to my cousin Tamika. Like I say, our relations, the way we come together has to be different. If not, same thing, no change. It's not an accident. All these rich so-called celebrities and professional athletes don't build schools, don't build banks, don't build grocery stores, don't build any type of social infrastructure that's going to benefit your own people. But if you look at every other ethnicity, you see it going down every day. Illegal immigrants, there's more solidarity. So, if I might just come back with a little food for thought. In the meantime, between time, may the Most High and Saudi bring you joy. And being with is out of 5,000.